Good morning.
Good morning.
Why does it always seem like such a privilege to be able to be here and welcome you and wish you a happy day? I love being here. This is such a wonderful place. And here I sit now so comfortably to be able to do this. I'm just absolutely loving this. I wanted to welcome everyone who's here in the sanctuary, as well as those who are at home, hopefully enjoying some cool air conditioning and didn't have to come out. So let's all turn and wave to our friends at home. Turn to the camera. We are better and stronger because we are all here together. My name is Linda Logan, and I'm a pastoral associate here at MVUU. It takes a devoted team to choreograph these Sunday mornings, and we acknowledge, first of all, the Zoom host, Susan, who's there. Also, on audio visuals are Todd and Lee McMealy. I just know Todd and Lee, okay. The refreshment committee, who I always say are my favorites, those who teach the children, and thank you to our musical director, our wonderful Chris Tackett, who provides our perfectly planned music. And of course, thank you to Reverend Matthew for continuing to raise our individual consciousness. In keeping with our theme, which is not without dust and heat, our July Sonoran theme is rest. And today's service is entitled Rest or Estivation. As I was unfamiliar with this word, I searched for the definition and realized why I feel so slow in this Arizona heat. I'm looking forward to understanding the meaning of estivation for all of us as human beings, which I'm sure Reverend Matthew will give us. I found something this morning, or it was sent to me over the weekend, and it's called Breathe. And it's something that I think fits very well for what's going on now. It says, "Breathe," said the wind. "How can I breathe at a time like this when the air is full of the smoke of burning fires, burning lives?" "Just breathe," the wind insisted. "Easy for you to say if the weight of the world is not wrapped, of the lack of justice is not wrapped around your throat, cutting off all air. I need you to breathe. I need you to breathe. Don't tell me to be calm when there is so many reasons to be angry, so much cause for desperation. I didn't say to be calm," said the wind. "I said to breathe. We're going to need a lot of air to make this hurricane together. It's time to blow all of this out." Before we light the chalice, I cannot help but to think about the current conditions of legislated laws of intentional mass exclusion from previously constitutionally guaranteed rights for the LGBTQ and people of different ethnicities, for education, for all of the things that are so important for us to be able to survive. Our current Supreme Court and members of Congress seem hell-bent to take away all the rights of human beings and citizens here. I ask you and I warn you to be careful, those of you who feel safe from these actions. You are also being subtly controlled. Time to wake up. We're going to light the chalice now. And we light this chalice to find the inner peace that comes when we express unconditional love for each other, kindness toward all living creatures, and faith in ourselves to do so. That we welcome whomever we meet, allowing them their individuality and personal choices, just as we desire for ourselves. Having a problem here? Okay. And so gather around this light of hope as we share this time together.
Our opening sacred song, Sleep My Child, is a song about encompassing love. The original lyrics call upon guardian angels to keep watch, but our adaptation by Alicia Carpenter brings this protection and the safety down to earth, into the arms of mothers and of fathers. Like angels, these are symbols of guardianship, and they're offered to invoke the embrace of vigilant care, a being held in watchful compassion, so that we, each of us, may come to rest. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit, and with Joel as our song leader, share our voices together in Sleep, My Child.
Harmony sounds very good on this song. Sleep, my child, and peace attend you all through the night. I who love you shall be near you all through the night. Soft the drowsy hours are creeping, hill and vale in slumber sleeping. I my loving vigil keeping all through the night. Mother, I can feel you near me all through the night. Father, I know you can hear me all through the night. And when I am your age nearly, I will still remember clearly how you sang and held me nearly all through the night. While the moon her watch is keeping all through the night, while one half the world is sleeping all through the night. Even while the sun comes stealing, visions of the day revealing, breeze a pure and holy feeling all through the night.
Please be seated. Go ahead. Through recent weeks of our dry summer season, we have felt the dust and the heat. Hills and valleys, mountains and canyons, the desert has been bleached, dried out, parched by bright heat. And through recent days, as the U.S. Supreme Court has made rulings, painful rulings, we have felt the dust and heat of this world in our souls. Oppressive, prejudiced systems, hateful, spiteful people seek to rob us of peace, safety, and even love that is our right. As the season has turned from searing sunshine to the gathering clouds over the desert, and the air that has been singed and burning has become heavy and suffocating, we arrive at a time of rest. In the desert, this is the time of estivation. It's akin to hibernation for plants and animals in those colder, more frozen climates. Now, Sonoran flora and fauna have dug deep, burrowing into the cool, dark earth to find the water deep underneath the surface and to rest within the depths. This is not hiding. This is not running away. It's not retreating. It's just one of many methods of surviving relentless heat. And even more, it is a means of caring, of sustaining life so that it will thrive. Life will thrive. Siestas emerge out of nature's lessons, a nap taken in the midst of the day, a resting when the heat is at its peak. The desert and those who are attuned to it know when to rest, just as they know when it is time to rise. And it is from the example of the desert and the many who are at home here that the Desert Ritual Year, or DRY, has emerged as a project from the Baja 4 collaboration. The 4 Unitarian Universalist congregations here in southern Arizona are just beginning to learn about our interdependent relationship among the Sonoran Desert and its people. And the Baja 4 then has been dreaming and imagining and creating and recrafting songs and poetry, readings and paintings, photos, so that we have a year of themes, a year that connects us to the round of the desert and its 5 seasons: spring, dry summer, wet summer, fall, and winter. And not only that, but connecting it to the very rhythms of our lives. So now is the time of rest. It's not a time of hiding from the dust and the heat of the world. Resting now is not running away. It's not retreating. It is simply one method of surviving the relentlessness, the cruelty, and the hatred that is alive in our world. Resting at this moment is a means of caring, of sustaining life, of sustaining love, so that it will thrive. And so we gather now to rest. And we rest trusting from our relationships with Sonoran nature and Sonoran culture that a time is coming to rise. We will rise. We will. But now, in this season, I invite you to rest. Lullabies that I'll be sharing with you this morning are the songs that I've sung to help my 5 sons to rest over their youngest years. I can't say that I sing them accurately. And that means that some of the words might be different than what the songwriters intended, and the tune may not exactly be, well, in tune, let's say. But as Chris and I were planning the music for this morning, he assured me that that was right. Lullabies are not about the exact words and notes. They are an expression of our comfort, of our caring. And so I've sung these lullabies hundreds of times while holding a small body in my arms. And sometimes that body was restless and raging. And sometimes it was tearful or scared. Sometimes it was so exhausted that it was asleep after just a few bars had floated out into the air. These songs form a circle of trust and of love and embrace that my boys, Wes and Elliot and Grayson and Robin and Magnus, share with me, and I welcome you inside it. There is a young cowboy, he lives on the range. His horse and his cattle are his only companions. He works in the saddle and he sleeps in the canyons, waiting for summer, his pastures to change. And as the moon rises, he sits by his fire, and thinking about lovers and glasses of beer, and closing his eyes as the dogies retire, he sings out a song which is soft, but it's clear, as if maybe someone could hear. Good night, you moonlight ladies, rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams and rock-a-bye, sweet baby James? Now it's hot through September, as everyone knows, as the heat in Sonora turns from dry into monsoon. All our dreams from siestas are of cool that won't come soon, and many take sojourns until temperatures change. And there's a song that they sing when they take to the highway, a song that they sing when they take to the sea, a song that they sing of their home in the sky. And maybe you can believe it if it helps you to sleep, but singing works just fine for me. And so good night, you moonlight ladies, rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Oh, won't you let me go down in my dreams and rock-a-bye, sweet baby James? I invite you now to a time of contemplation, of considering and pondering rest. Rest comes in many forms. It can be a deep, relaxing breath. It can be a welcoming of just calm into your body. A short break to sit, a nap, maybe even a full night's sleep. However it comes, rest, it takes us down. And we begin to enter spaces where we can lay down what the day has brought to us, what it has forced at us or upon us. And we can gather ourselves once again. If even for a moment, rest offers us rejuvenation. This is not peace in service to some cause, and it certainly is not to prepare you for more labor. The founder and bishop of the NAP ministry, the Reverend Tricia Hersey, does not believe in, quote, the toxic idea that we are resting to recharge and rejuvenate so that we can be prepared to give more output to capitalism. She continues, what we have internalized as productivity has been informed by a capitalist, ableist, patriarchal system. Our drive and obsession to always be in a state of production leads us to the path of exhaustion and guilt or shame. We falsely believe we are not doing enough and that we must always be guiding our lives toward more labor. The distinction that must be repeated as many times as necessary is this: we are not resting to be productive. You can join me in that if you want. We are not resting to be productive. We are resting simply because it is our divine right to do so. Resting then is not earned, and it's not a payment forward or backward that we make to systems of oppression. Resting is simply our human nature. Resting is blessing. It's you blessing your body. It's you blessing your soul. So this month, as we enter into the first year of a desert ritual year, we rest. And it's not because we've worked hard. And it's not because we will need reserves for when we rise. Because I know you've worked hard. I do. And I know we will rise. We will. But rest is simply because it's generous. It's just, and it's right. It's human and divine. And it's a gift we give to ourselves and to one another. And in our rest, what dreams may come. I pray for dreams, daydreams of a world without nightmares, of night dreams of a world transformed in love, and I pray you pray those too. We rest now as a people to regather strength so that a future we dream will become our reality. And so may we rest, just rest. And may we dream how wonderful life can be. Good night, my angel, time to close your eyes and save these questions for another day. I think I know what you've been asking me. I think you know what I've been trying to say. I promised I would never leave you, and you should always know, wherever you may go, no matter where you are, I'll never be far away. Good night, my angel, now it's time to sleep, and still so many things I want to say. Remember all the songs you sang for me when we went sailing on an emerald bay. And like a boat out on the ocean, I'm rocking you to sleep. The water's dark and deep inside this ancient heart. You'll always be a part of me. Good night, my angel, now it's time to dream, and dream how wonderful your life will be. Someday your child may cry, and if you sing this lullaby, then in your heart there will always be a part of me. Someday we'll all be gone, but lullabies live on and on. They never die. That's how you and I will be.
That's deep. Hi. That's good. We'll rearrange there.
Okay.
All right. I feel so short all of a sudden. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
So, we dreamed it and now we're here.
Yeah.
Please share with us your name, your pronouns,
Yes.
and how long you have been a part of MVUU.
Okay. So just this is part of an interview that's going to take place every service, and I would never ask you to do something I wouldn't do myself. So I'm Reverend Matthew Funk Crary. I prefer he and him, and I am yet to be a year with Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalist, as it's called, minister. That will be mid-July. However, I'm coming up on 10 years being in the area, which means I have known some of you for that period of time as well as a minister of a different congregation.
A hot decade.
It's hot right this moment.
It
yeah.
really is. So, what have you experienced here at MVUU that you love?
This year, I have really loved the trust that so many of you have offered to me in sharing what you're passionate about, in sharing what you're concerned about, in sharing what you're angry about, in sharing what you are joyful about. And I've loved that there is this expectation that I'm not responsible for it. That instead it's something you're sharing with me so that we both can carry it together, and that I, as the minister of the congregation, as a community of faith.
So you've shared a lot with us over this year.
Well, that's part of the job.
Yeah. And I think we all know a lot of what you're passionate about. But maybe you could tell us something that we're unaware that you're passionate about, or just reiterate something that you are truly passionate about.
These are good questions. Well done.
I know I wrote them. Thank you.
Yeah. I would say I believe in our faith community. I believe that we are headed someplace together. I don't know what that is. I don't chart it. In as much as we chart it, there are many different stars that we look to and aspirations that we have. And then there is the world that we live in, which I would say another passion of mine that you might be aware of is how deeply I am disturbed by the oppression of marginalized people. It is a privilege, my body and my life, and at times I can't understand how others would treat people unfairly or unjustly. And that seems very present. But it doesn't, our course is not to just turn at every moment. Instead, it's to deepen what our values are, and to move through these areas which are not obstacles for us, but are ways for us to bring a deeper justice, not just to our congregation, but our community. Yeah.
So in deepening those values and working in our community here and the community surrounding us, with what dreams may come, what would you dream about teaching here? Or what part of you are you urging to share?
We recently, a number of us within the last year, we went to the Transgender Day of Recognition rally. Yeah, I see people nodding. Yeah, and I went not feeling quite prepared for that. I went really not feeling prepared to know how to be out in public again after the pandemic, after my time at another church in the desert, which is a very different sense of justice work. I would want to learn those things again. In fact, I'm going to plug something. Coming July 8th, there is a workshop over at UUCT, one of our sibling congregations. And it is about de-escalation, and it is about how to be a good partner to gay and lesbian and transgender communities at this time. If you're interested, there are a few slots. It's an all-day workshop with a lunch. There are a few slots that we have that have yet to be filled. And if you have an opportunity for that, I would really yes, thank you for that.
With lunch.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
We are endeavoring on the efforts to talk to all of you a little bit more about what you're passionate about, what you would dream and but there's also going to be more of these interviews. Some of you I've spoken to, some of you get ready, I'm coming to you. And on the 16th, we're going to have a full service of this, where we're going to be chit-chatting about our dreams so we can shape our future together. So thank you for sharing with us. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream no matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dreams that you wish will come true.
invite you to a time of meditation, to embody rest wherever, whenever you are. I invite you to breathe in and out as your body requires. In, out a little more slowly, aware of this place. You're among this people, even if you are far away. Breathe in and out. And notice this moment, encircled by a community of love, even if you're sharing it sometime in the future. Breathe in and out. And become aware of tightness or tension there in your body, or even within your breathing, perhaps within your soul. And as you breathe in and out, allow that tension to move. Move gently out with your breathing, or shake it out in your hands. And in this circle of love, welcome peace, welcome calm, and welcome your dreams of tomorrow. Myths are public dreams. Dreams are private myths, says the mythologist Joseph Campbell. By finding your own dream and following it through, it will lead you to the world myth in which you live. But just as in dream, the subject and object, which seem to be separate, are really the same. And so your dreams of tomorrow are tied to the myths and the legends and the stories of this world. Fairy tales and fantasies, science fiction and speculative fiction. The best-selling novels and the blockbuster movies, they don't describe the nature of the struggle you face, but in their conflicts against diabolical villains or overwhelming odds, they remind you that love wins. Evil can be beaten. Reflecting our individual dreams of the triumph of joy and delight and love, the stories of myth and legend hold and embrace us all. And they remind us of how all that we imagine, even through the longest night, can become our reality when we awake and rise. Lay down your sweet and weary head. Night is falling. We have come to journey's end. Sleep now and dream of the ones who came before. They are calling from across the distant shore. Why do you weep? What are are these tears upon your face? Soon you will see. All of our fears have passed away, safe in my arms. You're only sleeping. What can you see on the horizon? Why do the white gulls call? Across the sea, a pale moon rises. The ships have come to carry you home, and all will turn to silver glass. A light on the water, all ships pass. Hope fades into the world of night, through shadows falling out of memory and time. Don't say that we have come now to the end. White shores are calling. You and I will meet again, and you'll be here, here in my arms. You're only sleeping. What can you see on the horizon? Why do the white gulls call? Across the sea, a pale moon rises. The ships have come to carry you home, and all will turn to silver glass. A light on the water, all souls pass into the west. Breathe and rest, dream and remember. In the deep space of resting, in the rejuvenation of dreaming, we recall those who have come before us. By hereditary lineage or by inspirational heritage, you are here today because of your ancestors. Your body and your breath, they're patterns of genetics from unimaginable generations from the past. Your laughter and your tears, they're crafted from theirs. Your care and your concern has been handed down to you from kin that knew fear and pain and prejudice and injustice, and they overcame them. They have taught us the courage and the compassion to bend the moral arc of the universe toward justice. And they did more than merely survive, they thrived. And so that you could learn to thrive as well. just as we live by the teachings and the wisdom of ancestors, some of whom may not be our genetic kin, our faith community exists as a legacy of all who have believed in justice or have freely offered their gifts here. What many have dreamt has become this reality. And so we teach our children on Sunday mornings that this is the church of the open mind. Yeah, you taught me this. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. And you can join me in that if you want. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. So rest in that truth, that what our ancestors have taught us to live through the pain and sorrow of this world, and they taught us also to thrive within love. On the day I was born, said me father, said he, I've an elegant legacy waitin' for ye. 'Tis a rhyme for your lips and a song for your heart, to sing it whenever the world falls apart. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hill and stream. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow the fellow who follows a dream. 'Twas a sumptuous gift to bequeath to a child, and the lure of that song keeps me feet running wild. For you never grow old, and you never stand still, with the whippoorwill singing beyond the next hill. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hill and stream. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow the fellow who follows a dream. And so I bundled me heart, and I roamed the world free, to the east with the lark, to the west with the sea. And I searched all the earth, and I scanned all the skies, but I found it at last in my own true love's eyes. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hill and stream. Look, look, look to the rainbow, follow the fellow who follows a dream. Follow the fellow, follow the fellow, follow the fellow who follows a dream. Breathe and rest. Dream. And remember in this silence we share. there's so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side. Join me as the words are projected. Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. Little Kermit goes a long way. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered, and wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? And have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet song that calls the young sailor? Voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Da 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 dee da da do. Da 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 dee da da
Thank you. I realize now that the rainbow connection is the time that we take to rest. It connects us to all that is and to all that can ever be. We need to rest in order to open our minds and our hearts to the voices that do come from within that know the truth of our being. No, we're not resting to become productive. We're resting to become accepting and loving and grateful for all that has been presented to us. What a wonderful, wonderful lesson you gave today. It makes me know that when I rest, I'm actually connected to something powerful. And it is within me that this thing lives. Get quiet. Listen. Allow. There's great wisdom that's waiting for you, waiting to be able to express through you, and you need to be rested in order to be able to accept it. Rest. As you said, in any way that you do, any way that you can. You may not close your eyes, you may not go to sleep, but you don't have to. You simply have to be willing to listen. And that's what rest allows you to do. You know, I think about, as you began, and you talked about the conditions of this country, the things that are happening, the inequalities, the meanness, the cruelness that's going on in this world. It's just got to go. But I don't know that it's going to go from great groups of people. It's going to go from great groups of individuals who are willing to look inside and know the truth of who they are. We are born to love. We are born to be kind. We are born to care about one another. It's how it's all set up. We can't live without each other by just virtue of breathing. We inhale the life of others, we exhale and allow others to live. Let's get into that place again. Or if we were ever there, I don't know if we were ever there. Let's go there. Let's get on the Rainbow Connection and decide to be where it is and to be loving and kind. And it's just so much that can be done if we would just do that. Again, thank you. You opened up a whole new way of thinking, a whole new okay. And so it is. I'm looking at this now, and are we going to do this? I have to know. Are we going to do the slide now? Okay. I'm going to do the slide. We have baskets outside, or containers outside. One is the basket, and that is for our partner, our community partner. And this year it is youth on their own. What else could you give to that's more important to our future and those kids who have nowhere to go, nothing to do, and no one teaching them anything in this community? This is going to be helpful for that. And the other is, of course, for our home center here, in allowing us to be able to continue what I call pretty incredible work. I'm just going to put this in. The reason I'm here, and you can interview me later, is because when I came, I knew that this is a place who cared about people. And that is the most important thing to me in the world. My whole life has been about how can I make sure someone else is happy? How can I help other people to achieve their goals? And that's what this place does. And that's why I'm here. I love speaking, and I get up here and I mess up sometimes, and it doesn't matter, because I just like being here and being in front of all of you, because I love you very, 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 very much. So we're going to see the slide now.
We did. You got it.
Oh, you did
Yeah,
it?
there it is, yeah. No,
All through my talking?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I missed it, so maybe we see it again. Anyway, all right. What I'd like to do now is to close the chalice. And again, what I want everyone to do as we do this is to understand that we are here together, that as a group together, as individuals thinking loving and kind thoughts, we are going to make this life, this world, a very different place, person by person. So as we extinguish the flame of the chalice, we retain the promise of the lighting, and that we find ourselves with a profound feeling of inner peace, unconditional love for each other, for all living creatures, and especially for ourselves. Remember that your inner light can never be extinguished. We are grateful for the time that we have spent here together this morning, and hopefully leave here filled with a desire and a joy for living. And so it is.